Hello， 大家好，欢迎收听尚雅实况，我是尚雅。我们上一话进行到了，我们拿到了电池，跑！嗨，好，是的，我现在拿到了电池，所以我们现在可以回去探索里面深不溜秋的码头区，然后顺便看一下，说我们在地上发现的血迹又是怎么回事。OK， 走吧。好像要把手电筒给叫出来。
It's time to shed some light on this story. Gun and flashlight in hand, I walk around the crates scattered around the port. I'm careful to cast my light everywhere that someone could be hiding with the idea of whacking me over the head with something when I least expect it. There isn't anyone on the dock. I decide to look around the piers. And there, I find something that doesn't really surprise me. A dead body.
哦不
Sean's dead body.
来迟了。Sean 是谁？
I touch his face with my fingers. It's warm. He can't have been dead more than 20 minutes.
哦不
Rifling through the pockets of his coat, I find a bottle that, from the smell of it, must have rye whiskey in it. And a couple documents with the name John Ford on them. They're done so well, they almost seem real. All of a sudden, a noise behind me brings me back to reality.
哦，有
But
人
it's too late. A set of knuckles meets my jaw
哦
like a
天啊
truck. I fall to the ground. From the rebound, my finger pulls the trigger and the gun goes off. The trajectory of the bullet is as random as my shot.
射
The
他
owner of the fist stands there like a statue, making noises like a caged gorilla at the zoo. I try to think of a quick way to knock him over.
踢他
He's as
踢
big
他
as a house, but a kick to his legs will knock him over like a consumptive kid. Right before I'm about to jump, the guy turns around and runs away.
哦，跑了，
I follow him,
追！
but as soon as I get off the piers, a light beam hits me right in the face. Hands up, says a voice, but I
Put your
can't see the
hands up,
face.
put your
New
hands
York
up.
Police, continues the
哦，
voice.
警察，你们早不来晚不来，偏偏这个时候来。精彩的都结束了，你们现在才来。
Del Nero, that's a great story you just told. An anonymous call, a mysterious assailant, and a dead body. Sounds like the plot of one of those crime novels so
这才
popular
不是
these
小
days.
说呢，这是真
I bet
的。
it's those kinds of books that made you the lieutenant you are
快
today.
表他！
Hey, I wouldn't joke if I were you. You're not in a position to
我也
be
没跟你开玩
joking.
笑啊。
Let's summarize your version of the facts. Around 20 past midnight, you got a call from a man. He said he had information for you and asked you to go to the Melville port. You agreed to meet him. When you got to the port, no one was there. You decided to walk to the piers, and there you discovered the body of Sean McLean, a former police
Sean
officer who'd been
and
your
Michael
partner in this
Lyon.
department years back until the Valenti
是他的
case
同
when
事
you
欸
both got kicked out of the force.
瓦伦
And to
蒂的案子
conclude, you claim that you were assaulted by some mystery guy who was chasing you when you got arrested by officers
所以死
Harris
掉
and
的是他以
McGee.
前的
Now,
警
is
察
this all
同事
correct?
咯。
It's the third time that I've told you
而且还
the
是
facts of the
跟他一
matter.
起调查
I can repeat it
我们
as
叫瓦
often
伦
as you
蒂的案
like
子
so that you can see whether I trip
然后
up,
之
but
后
that
就
technique isn't going to
就
work.
都被开除了。
You are accused of homicide, Del Nero, and I suggest you cooperate with us if you don't want to end up in a cell. There are some unclear points that I'd like to shed some light on if you don't mind.
Sure, I don't have any other appointments. My knitting class has already ended.
Del Nero, joke around if you think this behavior
我还
will
有
help
时间，因
you.
为我的编织
At
课
20
结
past
束。
midnight, you got a telephone
这男
call
主角
from a
真的
man that asked you to go to the old
很有
Melville
趣。
port. You agreed without thinking twice. Let's talk about the telephone call you received.
OK， 我看一下，是一个老客户，是一个有关于我案子消息的家伙，一个提供毒品、免费烈酒的生意。
Answer, or it won't be
哎
good
我
for
没有
you.
按。
Let's
哦
talk about the telephone
哦，
call
他
you
不能够
received.
太久没有讲话，会变成缄默。
It was a guy with some information about
有
one of
关
my
我案子消
cases.
息。
Okay. It must have been very important information to make you go to the port in the middle of the night.
超重
What
要。
information are we talking about?
我们讨论的是关于我要找的人的消息。
Information on a person I'm looking for.
Interesting. Based on your story, when you got the call, you went right to the Melville port. How did you get to the port?
我是我走了很久，我喜欢在午夜
I
运
took a
动。
cab.
Interesting. From the telephone records, we know you called a cab company at 12:27, but we don't have any proof that you really did take a cab. How do you explain the fact that no driver reports having you in their cab?
我威胁了一个试图
I
冒
threatened a
充
Chinese
墨西哥
driver
人的
that was
中国
trying
司
to
机。
pretend he was Mexican.
Don't joke around. Answer my question. How do
我很
you
认
explain
真
the
啊。
fact that no driver reports having you in their cab?
我很认真啊。好了，我付钱给
I
他，叫
paid
他
the
什么
cab
都不可以
driver
讲，
so
好不
that
好？
he'd say nothing.
Okay. When you got to the port, did you meet anybody?
我到达港口后，那里没有人啊。
No, no one was there.
So you didn't meet anyone. What did you do when you arrived at the port?
我四处看了看啊。
I took a look around.
Good. The officer said that you were inside the port. Why did you go to the piers?
栈桥那里有血迹，
There were traces of blood.
Don't lie, Del Nero. My officers didn't find any traces of blood. Why did you go to the piers?
不是吗？我听到了声音，
I heard some noise.
Interesting. What did you find at the piers?
一群穿着粉红色紧身衣的
McLean's
水手。
body.
Interesting. If you don't mind, Del Nero, I'll tell you my version of the facts now. I'm sorry if it's not as exciting as yours. There aren't any mystery men or anonymous calls. I think that someone was tailing Sean McLean and then decided to tell you he was at the Melville port. Maybe he did it for the money or for some sort of professional ethics between you private detectives.
Crap.
Let me finish, Del Nero. With that information, you took a cab to the port, making sure you had your gun with you. When you got there, you found
你
McLean
少
and
来，
you
你给我
shot
去
him in
见
the
识弹
stomach.
道。
That's how it went.
不要以为
Admit
我
it,
不
Del
晓得你们有
Nero.
弹道学这种东西。我没有杀，你没有任何证据，我没杀。
I didn't kill McLean.
No? So let's talk about the gun you had in your hand when the officer
你自己去
surprised
查
you
弹
at the
道学，
port.
不要以为我
You
不晓
shot
得
out。from behind the
可以
docks,
从弹
running
尾
like
里
a
面去找。
madman with a gun in your hand. Is that right?
No， 我已经告诉过你发生什么事。
I already told you what happened.
Paraffin analysis on your gun shows that you used it tonight. How do you explain that?
我射了
I
那个人
already
啊
told you that my gun went off during the scuffle.
Oh, of course. The scuffle with the mystery man. A man whose face you didn't see and that the officers didn't find any trace
对
of.
对，
Del Nero, there were only two people at the port tonight. You and McLean. You were the one who killed McLean!
不是
Why would
我。
I have killed him?
Revenge, Del Nero. Nothing but revenge. McLean confessed to your involvement with the Valenti family, and that cost him his job on the force and got you a year in the state prison.
哦，
Well, that seems like a
男主
plausible
角不
reason
但
to kill
不
someone.
但被辞掉警
These
察，
are
还
just
坐1年的
theories,
牢。
Malone.
These are the facts, Del Nero. Confess. It was you who killed Sean McLean.
去死吧你！我没有杀。
I didn't kill McLean.
Say you're guilty, Del Nero.
你去下地狱吧！我不会承认我没做过事的。
I won't confess to something that I didn't do.
Del Nero, the law allows me to keep you here for as long as I need to. If you confess now, the judge will go easy on you, and you might get off with a lighter
就是
sentence.
我没做
Otherwise,
这
you
件事。
stay here in this room until we find the evidence that shows
去啊，你去啊。
you're the killer. And if we can't find them, I'll make sure that something turns up. Goodbye, Del Nero.
Bastard.
机车欸
Dannazione. Malone won't take too long to get the proof he needs. I have to find a way out of this situation.
哦，他有可能会冤枉他哦。他只要随便弄一点东西，我们到时候百口莫辩的。机车哎，
It's the counter where you return personal effects.
柜门
Not much that I can do. It's closed.
，it's closed。
This door is the only way for me to get out of here. The hard part will be going through it without handcuffs on.
Hey in there.
What's happening now?
Someone paid your bail. Pick
Huh?
up your personal effects at the counter and beat it. We need the room.
Right when I was starting to be fond of this place.
If you want, I can
我已
always
经开始
toss
喜
you
欢
a
这个
cell
房
for a
间
few
了。
days.
Is this a formal invitation to meet your family?
Huh.
I'd better get out
主角
of
好
here
幽默。
quickly. I don't want to spend another minute in this place.
好，我们有人帮我们付了保释金。
My person. I hope. Sean's bottle of rye. The officers must have thought it was mine. Otherwise, they would have never left me an object belonging to the person they think I shot.
出去喽。
Hey, let me out of here.
是谁啊？是谁帮我保的？
The police department of Hoboken. It's been years since I've been here. Nothing's changed. There are the same photographs on the walls as when I worked here.
这里以前是他工
Officers
作
with
的
their
地方。
chests puffed out and mayors shaking hands. I really didn't miss this place. Anyway, it's time to figure out who's the good Samaritan that decided to pay my bail.
对啊，是谁啊？
The service officer's post.
话说以前的警察局也真漂亮，感觉好像诊所。
Hi, officer.
How can I help you?
你能告诉我是谁支
Can
付
you
了
tell me
保
who
释
paid
金
my bail?
Tell me your name.
Jack Del Nero.
Jack De Niro?
Del Nero, not De Niro.
Okay, calm down.
是谁呢？
Jack Del Nero. Here you are. Released at 113 with bail paid by Victoria Diaz. Yes, it was Sergeant Diaz who paid your bail. Well, you have powerful friends.
It looks like it. Where can I find Sergeant Diaz?
Top floor. Stairs are in the back on the right.
Thanks.
维多利亚·迪亚斯。我想
I'd like to
干嘛
talk to Malone.
Sorry, the lieutenant is working a case.
I have to speak with him. It's urgent.
Sorry, but even if I wanted,
I'm the key suspect in the case the lieutenant is working on. I don't think that Lieutenant Malone would be happy if he finds out you sent me away.
okay, wait here. I'll go call him.
我现在可以进去吗？嘿嘿。
The department's porter's lodge. No, I don't see anything that could help me right now. The
Awesome.
officer is coming back.
马上就进去有没有？哟呼！
The lieutenant is waiting for you in the interrogation room. I think you know where that is.
这该不会是 vlog 吧？我要不要先保存？虽然我不确定这游戏有没有多重结局。好吧。
Yes, I've already taken the scenic tour.
所以我们现在回去跟他谈谈嘛。
Del Nero, you finally decide to give a full confession?
关于尚恩，我
I
有
have
几个
some
问题。
questions about Sean.
Why should I answer your questions? You haven't thought of investigating for yourself, have you? Hey, we aren't in a crime novel. If I find out you're conducting your personal investigations, I'll toss you in a cell for hindering the investigation.
If I do nothing, I'll end up behind bars accused of homicide. If I do my own investigation, I'll end up behind bars for hindering yours. Your threats are all starting to sound the same. Have you ever noticed that?
Provoke
不过哪
all
边
you
结果
like,
都一
Del
样。
Nero. I've seen people like you hundreds of times. You play strong and you hide behind your
但
sarcasm,
是
but you
警
give
察
in
也
sooner
不
or
是
later.
警察也不是吃素的，所以我跟他讲话都
I have some questions about Sean.
Why should I answer your... We aren't...
If I do, you're...
Provoke...
好吧，拜拜。
Goodbye.
See you soon, Del Nero.
谁要跟你 see you soon 啊？ OK， 所以他刚什么维多利亚迪亚斯不就是维多利亚迪亚斯不就是我去偷拍那个
No,
女生吗？
first I want to find.
啊，还是
No, first I want to find.
哦，好，我已经知道了。
Hi, Alpha.
How can I? Can you tell me? Jack. Okay. Released at 1:13.
维
Yes.
多利亚
Well,
迪
you
亚斯。
It looked. Where can I find Sergeant?
top floor.
哦，
Stairs.
顶楼，
Thanks.
顶楼，哦，右
Goodbye,
走。
Officer.
Goodbye.
OK， 往上走。
Sergeant Diaz, this behavior is unacceptable. I'm not going to let you hamper my investigation.
It takes a lot of guts to call it an investigation.
诶，好像不是。
I'm not going to discuss my methods with you. I'm your superior, and I'm ordering you to get your nose out of this
好
matter.
像不
Or
是。
I'll have to take
维
care
多
of
利亚好像不是，
you as
不是我
well.
调查那个女生。
What do you want to do? Toss me in a cell too?
Stay out of it. It won't turn out well for you.
哦，
Del Nero, do what you want for the time that you have left, because in 24 hours, you'll be back
所以
behind
有个妹
bars,
子帮我
and
跑出
I'll
来
be。the one bringing you in.
这家伙很
What
烦
an
欸
honor.
就说不是
Joke
我。
all you want. The truth will come out one way or another.
You do like to play the role of the irreproachable police officer, right, Malone?
It's a role that comes easy when I'm standing in front of a murderer.
You have no proof that I killed McLean.
I'll find it, Del Nero. I'll find it.
你就去找啊。
I suggest you don't leave the city. I have
刚才知道
personally
死狱的
informed
看
every
到
officer in New York about your situation. If they find you with 1 foot outside the city or close to doing anything you shouldn't be, they have orders to arrest you and bring you in.
你不能先
An
自我
entire
出境
police
吧？
department watching my every move. I'm thrilled by the attention.
24 hours, Del Nero. Give me 24 hours.
才毕业里。玩呢，超机车的妹子。
Sergeant Diaz.
Knock it off, Jack. Call me Victoria.
You've had quite a career over the years. When I knew you, you were just a rookie.
A lot of time has gone by, Jack. Anyone would have done it.
I don't think so. If I were still on the force, I'd still be patrolling Central Station.
You could have become a lieutenant without any problems if you just had some common sense.
是他
I
以
have
前
a
的同
pretty
事啊。
rocky relationship with common sense.
Which isn't very good for an officer.
But that aside, we have to talk. Is there a quiet place?
My office should be quiet enough.
I had been in the force for a couple years already when Victoria came to the department. She was one of the rookies, fresh from the academy, certain that she could make this city a better place. She quickly realized that wasn't the case, and that, for her, things wouldn't be so easy. Before then, no one had ever heard of a policewoman, and no one wanted her in their way. A Mexican girl who would have started crying at the first gunshot? Not exactly the ideal partner. So Captain Mayers decided to pair her with someone who wouldn't make any trouble. Sean and I were perfect. We had so many demerits for bad conduct that we weren't in any position to object to any of his decisions. So we started to babysit the girl. We taught her everything we knew, how to follow a lead, how to pump someone for information, and how to go home without a bullet in you. Victoria was a quick learner. Yeah, she was shy, but she had intuition. Sean and I liked her right off the bat.
哇哦，他算是以前的搭档。墨西哥女孩，跟以前的搭档，而且现在升官发达了。OK， 好，那我们这一集 episode 就先到这边做一个结束，咱们下一集 episode 再来继续跟这个墨西哥女孩讲话吧，大家拜拜。